The old curiosity dealer. Step with me into the strange echoes and hidden memories of history.
The prophet said, "The enmity of the wise is better than the love of the ignorant." If a bat says, "I see the sun," it means what it sees is not the sun. And if a donkey were to buy something, surely it would choose unripe melons. Imam al-Ghazali said, "Ignorance is the greatest of all diseases. Knowledge is its cure." Hafiz of Shiraz said, "The company of the ignorant darkens the heart. One word from the wise illuminates the world." Ibn Arabi said, "Ignorance is not the absence of knowledge, but the presence of the self." When the mirror of the soul is covered by the dust of ego, the light of the real cannot appear. The ignorant man does not say, "I do not know." He says, "I know," and thus the veil becomes thicker. Suhrawardi said, "Ignorance is the veil of the soul. When the veil is lifted, gnosis is born." It is told that a man once came to Bayazid al-Bistami and said, "A great scholar speaks ill of you." Bayazid replied, "May God forgive him. His knowledge has veiled him from himself. If knowledge leads a man to hostility, then that knowledge is still ignorance. For true knowledge brings humility, not pride." It is said that a tribe once sent a messenger to the prophet and asked, "What is your religion?" The prophet replied, "Morality, morality, morality." The messenger asked, "And what do you mean by morality?" The prophet said, "If a person is uneducated but strives to do good for his people, he is one of us. But if a person is learned and yet sows discord among people, seeking power or pride for himself, he is not of us." Maulana Rumi said, "God has spread such a beautiful and delightful table before the world, yet that table is hidden from the eyes of the lowly in spirit. Even if the world were a garden full of blessings, the mouse and the serpent would still eat dust." Sultan Veled said, "If the light of reason were to appear unveiled, the sun would seem dark beside it. And if the form of ignorance were revealed, the darkness of night would appear as day." A wise man was once riding his horse. Nearby, a man lay asleep, and a snake was about to crawl into his mouth. The rider saw this and hurried to save him, but could not frighten the snake away in time. So he struck the sleeping man several times with his mace. The blows hurt, and the man ran in fear until he reached a tree under which many rotten apples had fallen. The rider shouted, "Eat them, all of them!" The man, bleeding from his mouth, cried out, "Sir, what harm have I done to you? If you wish to kill me, strike with your sword and end it. Cursed be the hour I saw your face." He cursed and shouted in pain, but the horseman only commanded, "Run! Run across this field!" The man, terrified and furious, ran like the wind. He stumbled, fell, rose, and ran again. By evening, his stomach churned. He began to vomit. He vomited all he had eaten, good and bad. And with it, the snake came out. When he saw the snake, he fell to the ground in prostration before the horseman and said, "You are an angel of mercy, or perhaps the very grace of God himself. Blessed is the hour I met you. I was dead, and you gave me a new life." Maulana Rumi said, "The donkey runs from its master because of its own stupidity, yet the master chases it not to gain from it, but to save it from wolves and beasts."